Okay, so I'm fleeing the country, and I'm not fleeing the country because every time you're telling yourself that, you're sitting there and you're telling yourself, I'm gonna jump countries, I'm gonna jump across the country, I'm gonna move states, and that'll make everything better. I'm gonna get a new partner or whatever, that's gonna make everything better. It's not. You've developed this mechanism with this ADHD mentality. This ADHD stuff that you've developed is causing you to do that. When you were a child and you were put under stress by your parents and didn't have this proper support and stuff, it made you jump. You're trying to jump again. You're trying to distract yourself from stress. So notice how when you're going down, you're getting into your work, getting focused on your work, trying to get focused, you get under stress and you start distracting yourself from that stress. That stress is what is causing you to distract yourself. You've developed this thing where you distract yourself now. As an adult, if somebody comes up to you and whatever, you can just walk away and leave. If you're an infant, you can't do that. The infant, the child's brain is developing under the environment, and if it's developing incorrectly, it's teaching itself to distract itself. And you never fix this. If you never fix it, you're gonna continue to do it forever. So what you have to do is you have to literally get down and focus and go through all of the stresses over and over again. Literally doing it over and over again is what will give you the ability to focus and not do this thing where you're like, oh, I'm just gonna flee the country. Oh, I'm just gonna get up and leave. Oh, I'm just gonna get me a new career or whatever. I'm just gonna do whatever, right? It's all distraction over and over again. Notice how when you're put under that significant amount of stress, you're going after the TikTok, the short form content, the reels, the social medias, the whatever, right? Notice when you're having like an anxiety attack, or you're panicking or overwhelmed, you're getting on your phone, you're trying to distract yourself, right? All of this is going together in a circle within this ADHD brain. And if you don't figure it out and fix it, if you don't figure out and just have the dead set on getting past it, you're continuously going to do it. Continue to do it. You're going to continue to do it over and over again until you can go jump countries or whatever. And then you've just jumped countries. Then you're in another country with the same stress response. You're sitting there, you're over in freaking, where would you move? Canada? England? Or if you're Canadian, you move to America. Is it gonna make anything better? You're gonna be distracting yourself saying, oh, now I need to move to whatever after all these other problems have started, right? Once the dopaminergic whatever distraction of the brain, the reward wears off, you're going to be trying to distract yourself again because it's not going to be able to suppress pain. You're using this stuff to suppress pain. When you're jumping one place to another, you're using it to suppress pain. When you're jumping from one addiction to another, you're suppressing pain, literally. You're sitting there suppressing pain over and over again. You're jumping from a sad video to a funny video. You're stimulating the brain's reward pathways. You're suppressing pain. And over again, if you're just doing this, you're continuing to keep the brain in a place of distraction where it's avoiding stressors. So if you're avoiding organizing your phone, or let's say I've been avoiding organizing my photos lately. And after a while, I've just over and over again, I keep distracting myself from it. I keep distracting myself from centralizing all my data into one place. I do all this stuff, and I learned this stuff because I was put under stress in my environment when I was a child. And I developed these mechanisms, and I've learned the way to get past them. It's not Adderall. It's not tons of medications or whatever. Don't get me wrong. Those things if they help you, there's nothing wrong with that. But for me personally, I know that they don't work. I've never taken them, but I've taken like modafinil and some other nootropics and other stuff that works similar. Not to the degree of those, but helps significantly, right? And what I figured out is when you're under stress, when you're under significant amounts of stress, is when you're jumping these ways, right? And you look at this and look at some of these drugs, like the stuff that they can help you push through. They can help you push through stressful events. A lot of times they can help the body rapidly adapt to stress and rapidly push through stress because they change stress perception drastically. So the way to get this better, I'm ranting on and I'm blah, 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 but this is like so important. It's what I've figured out recently. ADHD is 100%, not 100%. I mean, sure, some people may have the genetic form of ADHD where I'm sure I have that too. But I know that the childhood trauma is what is causing the majority of the symptoms because I've developed this mechanism in my brain to distract over and over again.